What's up, everyone? We are back again today, and today we are doing a video called Specific and All-Inclusive Imagining. This one is again from the Neville sub, so here it is. Many of you wonder why Neville advises you to go to the end regarding your desire. You most likely noticed that in the ladder experiment, he asks you to climb a ladder and imagine exactly that. Not the congratulations that you climbed a ladder, or the telephone technique, to hear the exact words you want to hear, not someone's reaction to what you've heard. Both takes are valid, both will work, because both will produce an internal reaction to your imaginal activity. A feeling that you already have something you wish for. However, there are differences and conditions for success that I have summarized below. 1. Why it works. Your physical world is a mirror of your state of awareness. This means you will experience what you assume is true. In this perspective, focusing on living a specific scene in your imagination should make you feel like you've experienced it. After a session, it will feel somewhat like a memory. In this process, you will naturally accept that the scene has really happened. Therefore, having assumed it's true, you let it output itself in reality. I assumed that this man's was true. I assumed that we had this cat, me and Devin, and we assumed it for such a long while, and here he is, and he looks exactly like the cat that we had imagined. He doesn't like to get on camera too much, but he's over here in the sheets running amok. 2, specific moment. One take is very specific. You imagine the exact moment you want to experience, be it climbing a ladder, hearing exact words you want to hear, or seeing an exact message, or sitting behind a wheel of a particular car. However, neither of those events will guarantee permanent results. That's why many of you say you'd heard what you wanted, but 2 minutes later, you've heard a but. Or you really sat behind the wheel of a new car, but it wasn't yours. 3, all-inclusive. The other take focuses on what Neville calls the clarity of form, meaning you go to the end and imagine a scene that is conditioned by your wish being fulfilled, like hearing someone congratulating you or seeing yourself walking the streets of Barbados. Feeling this scene has happened will set in motion all the necessary conditions in reality for it to occur. This is what Neville calls the bridge of incidents. I allowed myself to categorize it as all-inclusive because you skip choosing those events completely. For example, when you desire marriage, a bridge of events will naturally include dating, engagement, and so on. If you desire wealth, a bridge of events will include how you acquired it. If you desire health, a bridge of events will take care of the details of your healing. 4, your concept of self. Your state of awareness is majorly determined by your concept of self, meaning a sum of assumptions you believe are true about the world, assumptions you identify yourself with. Now, the time it takes for you to feel a desired state is largely dependent on what you believe is true and possible. That's why it's usually easier for people to imagine the specific moment and receive it, rather than think in the clarity of form. Let me explain it with examples. Relationships. If your concept of self is that of being ignored or rejected or unloved, it's easier for you to believe that you can get someone to text you than to assume a state of being in a happy relationship with them or married. Money. If your concept of self is that of being okay with money, but not being very rich, the way you can buy whatever you want, it's more natural to assume as true that you can get a random check or a gift or win something than assume a state of enormous wealth. Health. If your concept of self is that you have a particular condition, it's easier to assume that is true that a new treatment is available rather than feel yourself totally healthy. Your concept of self prohibits you from feeling a state that is literally a 100-degree turnaround from your present circumstance as you experience it. I covered this in a recent video talking about the way to actually change your belief system, because these beliefs, like he said right here, if it's in complete contradiction to what it is that you believed in all of your reference experiences regarding that subject, it's going to be very difficult for you to hold in reality and feel that natural feeling that this is true for you. So it's a lot of it has to do with your belief work, your work on your finding what those beliefs are that you're carrying around, because that is dictating what your inner story is, your narrative that's going on all day long about the certain subject. And I have a free ebook that I've given out. It's in the link. I'll put in the link of this description as well, of these videos that I've been posting recently about beliefs, because your ability to find those beliefs that you've been carrying around, identify that story that you've been identifying with, and then flip the script is going to be key in you being able to get those real big goals like they talk about here. It's easier for you to win a gift than the feeling of you being able to sustain that wealth. And same thing with relationships, same thing with health. Easier to be able to get a text message than you identifying with the reality of being in this harmonious relationship with the person of your choosing. So going in there and rewriting, reprogramming your mind, reprogramming your beliefs is going to be key in this process. Now, number 6, the benefits of going to the ultimate end. Neville's advice on focusing on the end by imagining a scene that is conditioned by your wishes' fulfillment is ingenious. It helps you change your concept of self. It might take longer for you to accept this new state as true. It might require more patience, more dedication, but it's really saving you a lot of time. Relationships. When you imagine that you're in your desired end regarding your relationship, be it commitment, marriage, you do the sessions until you feel you have changed. Pick a scene that makes you experience everything you need for it to be true. For example, if you're feeling ignored, rejected, or unloved, pick a scene that makes you feel loved and wanted. Only then, when you feel the scene real in your imagination, can it be felt natural in your awareness. And that is very, very key. A scene that makes you feel loved and wanted. Only then, when you feel the scene real in your imagination, can it be felt natural in your awareness. It's highly individual what makes one feel loved and wanted, so please don't ask for scene suggestions. One person will rejoice in seeing their last name changed, another hearing appreciation from a mother-in-law, and yet another by getting an anniversary gift card from their loved one. Well, what I'll go ahead right now and do is explain to you some scenes that have worked for me when it comes to my relationship with my partner. Seeing a scene, if we're having an argument, if we're having tension, if there's discord, imagining coming back into the room and coming at whatever's going on from a solution-oriented approach. And that means understanding that we're not fighting head to head. We're not in a battle. We're not at odds with each other. Rather, we are working together now to find a solution to whatever challenge that we're currently facing. That can go for people, for friendships as well. Now, in the case of manifesting an SP or somebody that you're not currently in a relationship with, what has worked for me in the past and what I would recommend would be to imagine a scene. A lot of the time, this works really well with strangers because strangers don't have any preconceived history, preconceived notion of you, who you are, how you act, how you behave, what is normal for you, so to speak. But imagine going up to this person, whether they're a stranger, whether you know them already. Imagine your interaction going amazingly, going smoothly. This can also work in a sales situation. It can work in any sort of communication situation. It can be a friendship as well, or business acquaintance, making friends. Imagine this person responding extremely positively to whatever it is that you're saying. The way to be interesting is to be interested. And when you are interested in that person, and when it shows and it's coming through in all of the subcommunication that you are that you have going on in that moment, including your body language, your tonality, and really even just the energy that you are emanating, this person can feel whether you truly care what they're saying, whether you truly are listening, or whether you are formulating some sort of response in your head, whether you're not truly present with them. That act of being present, that act of being truly curious about the person will do wonders for you. And in social situations where there might be maybe in a nightclub situation or at a bar or somewhere with loud music, going up to this person and maintaining that strong eye contact, maintaining that strong voice, and doing all the things that I just mentioned, but in a playful way, approaching this in a playful manner, bringing that playfulness back into your interactions can do wonders. Again, this idea of being playful, that essentially is what flirting is. Can you be playful with somebody? Can you joke around with them? Can you point out other people in the crowd maybe and tell stories about what's going on with those people? Can you people watch? Can you engage with the situation and the environment around you in the moment in a way that's fun for both of you, where you're both winning? And that is going to do wonders for your ability to generate positive emotions and bring a positive experience to whoever it is you are interacting with. That playful attitude, the attitude that is calm. You're able to be playful about a situation because you're calm, you're not needing it too badly, and you're not afraid that it's not going to work out. So continuing with the post, we're almost at the end. Money, in this case as well, do the sessions until you feel you are who you wanted to be. If you think certain things are too expensive, go shopping in your imagination and do it until you feel they're cheap. Have trouble giving money to others? Imagine donating large sums and feel amazing. These are great examples too. Imagine what it would feel like to see that deposit in your bank account. And maybe it's a $1,500 deposit. Maybe you just see that $10,000 in your bank account. Maybe it's just imagining the ability to go out and freely buy gifts for your loved ones this holiday season without having to, I guess, feeling free to buy people the gifts that you want to buy them and not feel like you are constrained with your generosity. Now, health. You won't see dramatic results if you don't feel yourself healthy. Dwell in the imaginary act that implies you're healthy, that you do things you wouldn't do when having your condition. Imagine as many times as it takes until you've changed your awareness of it completely. Edit. And this is the last point. Summary. Many say that it's only the feeling of reality that is needed in Neville's imagining method. That's very much true when your desire does not require a dramatic change of your concept of self. However, Neville also tells you to feel yourself to be the person you would be if you were to have what you desired. This means feeling your concept of self changed. A concept of self is a sum of reactions you had. Use your imagination to trigger new desired reactions and override the old ones. You can do that when you imagine something real, so real it makes you react. This is important. I'm going to go over this paragraph again. Talking about the feeling of reality needed in Neville's imagining method. That's very much true when your desire does not require a dramatic change in your concept of self. Again, it goes back to the beliefs that I talked about earlier, your ability to find what these limiting beliefs are and rewrite those beliefs. Feel yourself to be the person you would be if you were to have what you desire. That means that you're feeling that your concept of self is changed. Self-concept is a sum of reactions you had. Use your imagination to trigger new desired reactions and override the old ones. You can do that when you imagine something real, so real that it makes you react. Now, science has proven by using brain scanning technology that the same neurons fire in the brain when somebody is imagining something vividly real as when they are experiencing it. And there's tons of evidence about this. Tons of people I've spoken with this with a coach actually named Matt Belair, who coached Olympic athletes on visualizing how to land their tricks, how to stick certain maneuvers in snowboarding and various athletics at the highest levels. And it has been proven time again and again that the ability to vividly imagine something has the same effect on our nervous system as the act. So again, when it comes to these different avenues, these different areas, imagining and getting yourself into that imaginal reality, giving it all the tones of reality. I don't want to regurgitate Neville's words. I want to express this in my own words right now. And to me, that would be closing your eyes and simply seeing what it is that you want to see within any given situation. I come back to the social one a lot because a lot of the times, obviously, relationships and money are some of the biggest things that people struggle with. And now when it comes to money, it's not necessarily, you can imagine a scene of somebody congratulating you about how much success you've had. And I think that that might be great. Imagine your significant other, imagine your parent or your child or whoever it might be, a close friend, telling you, oh my gosh, I can't believe you actually made it happen. And in whatever way would be natural for them to express this, but for them to express to you, I can't believe you actually made this happen. Like, wow, you're quitting your job now? Like, you can really quit your job to pursue this full time, this thing that you've been working on. Or maybe it is that you've gotten promoted in your career and it's like, babe, finally, this has happened. This is so amazing. We're going to celebrate. I can't wait to celebrate this with you. It's going to be the best, most magical time. And you've been deserving this for such a long time. It's time for us to celebrate. Within the context of relationships, it's really just imagining that person, whoever it is that you were talking to, whoever you have your eye on that you're thinking about, them just responding so positively to you. And it could be just anything from their eyes. There's a phrase like anime eyes, the anime eyes, that when the eyes get all big, imagine them giving you anime eyes when you're talking to them. They're just hanging on to your every word. They're just loving what you're telling them. And again, a lot of that has to do with you genuinely being interested in them. And of course, there's other things that go into this. If you don't have a genuine concept of yourself as being somebody that can sustain this relationship, then even if you do attract them temporarily, it's not going to work. But all different things that regular self-improvement or people in this space of improving yourself would give you advice on. And that could be your hygiene. It could be your clothing, dress the part. If you are looking to attract a woman, you want to dress in a way that is attractive to women and vice versa. And all of these different things will feed into that concept of self that you have. And when you carry yourself in that way, and when you imagine yourself to be that confident man or woman that gets the attraction and the affection from the opposite sex that you are looking for, allow that to permeate into your energy. Allow it to overwrite those old stories, like they're saying right here. Anyways, guys, I hope this has been valuable to you. It certainly has been to me. I love reading this post and delving into it with some of my own examples here, as I usually like to do. With that being said, much love as always, and I will see you guys in the next video.